Hello beautifuls, my name is Epic Treasure. Welcome to the channel. So today I've got a requested one, which is the female orc. Interesting indeed. I think she looks cute. We're going to change the eyes, change a few things up at the end to tweak it to your desire. So if you like what you see, I would love if you could like. If you got a request, you can comment. Let me know what tweaks and changes you've made and if you've got any suggestions. I'm very open to that. So thank you so much to the members who made this video possible today. Much love to you. Thank you for your support. So we're going to have the body type is 0 and the skin tone is 0. Those skin tones just darken the character's skin. So if you want a sort of darker green, which we'll get to once you start to tweak it around. Right now she might not look like that at all in that skin color, but once we start to muck around with the other settings, she will. So I'm going to go across to, we're going to start with the brows. And for the brows, I'm going to tweak a few things for you to suit. So right now she's got the default. If you want her to look angrier, you're going to grab this second one that says inner ridge and you're going to drag that down. See, watch that brow go down, 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 down. Then we get the outer ridge and pull that up like that. She's got amazing eyebrows, not going to lie. So that makes her more aggressive looking. But if you want a more sort of submissive one, we're going to get the outer ridge and put it all the way down and get the inner ridge and put it all the way up. See, now she's becoming more friendly. It actually looks like she's exhausted, so we don't particularly want that one. But tweak those eyebrows and they're not going to affect what the face looks like. It's basically just an expression. So to the cheeks, we have the first two are 0. And then we have the cheekbones, the low and high at 54. The rest are 0. These are areas you don't want to start mucking around with. Once you start mucking around with the cheekbones and cheeks, they can look really whack. The chin is another one. So all these ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, the top 4 is 0. We have small, large, minus 47, short, tall, 2. Jumping down to the eyes, minus 98 for the down up. Now the down up is how far the eyes go down the face, so how low they are. So when we move it up here, watch her eyes go up, 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 up. You know, she looks a little bit more angry, but she looks totally sort of warped like that. So I think that makes her a little bit more human. So I'm going to keep it at I reckon we'll keep it at 80. Small, large, 34. Inward tilt, outward tilt, 0, and apart together, 0. Face, brow, nose, chin, minus 72. Forehead, cilium, nose, 0. Light, heavy, 8. Gaunt, round, 10. Thin, wide, 0. And if you hear the music in the background of these videos, stay tuned and look at the description, and if you're a creator, you'll have access to all of these with DMCA free, so you don't get in trouble. So as for the forehead, these are just 0s, but depending on what hairstyle you have, you need to change the forehead, right? So if you have a hairstyle that has got bangs, for example, you'll need to make the forehead bigger or it'll look weird. So we'll get to that later, but for now, 0s. If you want this hair, keep it on 0. Next one we have is the jaw. So these are all 0s except for the second, which is thin, wide, minus 4. The next one we have, the top section up here, we have 0, then 0 for sad and happy. Then low and high, I've got minus 48. The rest of these next 4 are 0s. Then the lips, deflated, inflated, 46. Small, large, minus 85 and 0. So the reason for that is I wanted her to look a little bit more feminine without thin lips. But the small and large part makes her mouth more narrow, how I put it like that. If we go all the way up, it starts to sort of go wild. So I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to keep it kind of small. So that's, fine. You could even go smaller, and sometimes you go too small in the characters, it might mangle their face up a little bit too much more than you would like. So moving across to the nose, let's go up to the top. Hang on a second. Let me just double check. Yes. Minus 48 for the low, high mouth. Keep that one in mind if I didn't already say that. Sometimes it tricks me because it doesn't scroll to the top. The nose, down and up, minus 99. So that nose setting has dropped the nose down further down her face instead of having it all the way up. Before, on the default, it's just tiny, like a pig, and we didn't want that to happen, did we? So flat pointed is 3, short tall is 78, tilt down and region concave convex is 0s. The bridge and the shallow deep and the short long are both 0s. Nostril 0, thin wide -12. Tilt down and up -4. I think she's got an amazing nose if you ask me. The Celian is -30 because she had this weird sort of ridge on it. Down up 0, thin wide -70. A lower Celian, shallow deep 1. Jumping across to the tone for the eyes. We're going to leave the eyes to last actually, because that's the one we want to sort of muck around with. The skin tint. Up here I've chosen blue. It's got that sort of cooler feature to it. The eyelids pale, 0. Sockets bright bruise, 63. So it gives that that more pinky kind of hue and darker kind of hue if you want to look a bit more naughty. Cheek blush, light red. Pale flush for the cheekbones, 0. That one, the one above it. And then freckles, 0. So I find these 3 to make their face look more dirty than anything. So I don't really have a lot of that in there. For the lipstick, she has the berry color up here, top left. And then on the opaque section is 50 and the eyeshadow color is black. So going across to the eyes, I've set it on this amber kind of color. It's angry red amber color. So it's not only bloodshot. We've got the outer iris is the red and the, you know, which is this amber. So let's have a little look through the different settings. Ones that I would think would look nice. Depending on how sort of super orcish you want it to look, how evil you want it to look. So that's just boring. I wouldn't overpick that. That's very cool. She looks a bit less like an orc that way, but I think she looks cool. We might even use it for the thumbnail. Let's see. Screenshot. Another one, that's sort of your more traditional kind of orc. I might take a picture of that one too. I don't decide which one I want. Then we've got sort of more user-friendly ones, which, I mean, that just changes her. She looks prettier, I suppose. And these sort of nicer ones, even that gives us sort of more of a user-friendly look. So there's those ones. This one's one of my favorite ones. There's sort of no color at all. That's another one that people might want. This one's another one. This one, so the reds, this one's very creepy. The full black one does not seem orcish to me, but that one's sort of this like zombie type of orc. Then we scroll down. That one's really nice. That one's really nice, actually. I like that one. Maybe we'll use that one. What do you think? Actually, maybe we'll use that one. Whoops, I did a naughty thing. Hang on. I leaned on the controller. Here it is. Bumped it. She looks a bit too human, do you think? So that one is... Let's go up and count them. God, so many eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21. So 21 down, 3 across. Yeah, I like that one. So then moving across to the hair. The hair setting that I've got here is the second one from the top row. And it's just that high bun with the length at 99. Now, when I talked about before about the forehead height, so say, for example, if you want her to be, let me just try and think of something that a person that would have an awkward pick. That's very cool. Just trying to find a good example. Even that's very sort of appropriate. I think the one we've picked's quite nice. I'm just trying to find a good... So if you were to pick this one, now you've got all your settings already, so you don't need to change anything else. But if you wanted to pick that one, you'd pick that. Then go back to the head section. You'd go up to the forehead. You'd go short, tall, and we'd lift that up more. Not too much because it already looks like she's got a receding hairline. We're going to turn her to the side and we're going to bring her forehead forward more like this. And it gives her a little bit more height and dimension. I would even consider making it wider, maybe like that's probably better. See it's all balanced now. It doesn't look like it's just slapped on. So there's that option too. And thank you for subscribing while I'm recording. I like to get those notifications. It's lovely. Little cameo moment there for them. Yeah, so that's little hot tips and tricks. Hope you enjoyed this female orc. I think she looks great. I love and leave you have an amazing day or night. And thanks again to the members making this content possible.